Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to my channel, Ink and Whimsy. We are going to be having so much fun today. I have been dying to get my hands on this kit. It's called either the Celebrate Together kit that comes with a sticker sheet and these papers right here, or the Celebratory Sips, which is a suite in the catalog, and then they have an online special. So they just have a lot going on. But I had the funnest story to tell, the funnest, and it's all about my mom. Y'all love my mom. My son in law, Chris, who I love dearly, wanted to do a wine tasting for his grandma, who he just loves dearly. It is the funniest story. And this photo right here, where is it? This is the guilty one. Look at her. She barely fits in the chair. Her feet do not touch the ground. She caused so much trouble during this wine tasting that she literally had us on the floor laughing. So I'm going to tell you that story as soon as we put the whole page together. Now, this is going to be a double page spread where I will be showing you page A because we're completing page B that has the actual story in it. Let me show you some of the things we're going to be using. Y'all know this is one of my favorite stamp sets. It's an old close to my heart background elements, and I'm sure y'all have a stamp set that has dots and squiggles in it. So we're going to be using the dots, and then we're using this stamp that does like a smudge, and it's going to go in the middle of a circle that we're doing. And we're also going to be using some florals from Happiness Abounds. This is a Stampin Up stamp set, and I love these flowers right here. We're going to be using them just in black and white. You know, I like to add sometimes just black and white stamping when I'm using a bunch of ephemera, and these are all fussy cut out. You can see, oh, where is it on here? It's on one of these. These are the larger glasses you can cut out, but then they have a page that has all the real small ones. Maybe it's on the back here. Let me flip this over. Yes, right here. See this page right here? This is where I cut all these little bottles out of, and we are going to use those to go just below one of the titles in the page. And then these are from the sticker sheet. Here's the floral that we cut out, but like this is from the sticker sheet, still a little bit of stick on it. And here are some of these larger glasses that I cut out. So I had my fussy cutting time where I'm listening to my favorite audiobook. And then we're going to be using, let me show you. Here is the story. Don't peek ahead because it's such a funny story. I'm actually printed it up on vellum, and we're going to be putting that on the page. And then we have our tasting, our title, and the first half of the title is on page A. Remember, we're doing page B. And then these are the pieces of cardstock we're going to be using, as well as these gems right here. I think these are some oldies but goodies. They're called the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems from Stampin' Up. And then these are the colors we're going to be using, which I love this right here. And these are the Spotlight on Nature dies. And we're going to do something fun here where we're going to rough up the edges around this Secret Sea cardstock. All right. So let me move all this away so that we can get started on this fun spread, which the story is the best part of the entire spread. You will love it. Forgot to share, we're going to be using this color, Old Olive, to do some stamping. So we'll set that right there. We will bring in our colors. I'm going to set that right there. We're just getting all ready. Now the pictures that are going to be on this page are the wine bottles, the guilty one, and there she is looking all cute. This is after she caused all this trouble right here. So, Mom, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about before I even tell all these wonderful people the story. All right, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do is to glue this on here, and we're going to rough up the edges. So that's the first thing I want to do. All right, so let's put this right here. And then let's grab our pair of scissors, which are right here. And we're just going to kind of go around the edge because I wasn't perfect in how I cut it. And like you're peeling something, but just go around the edges of it. Now they have actual distressing tools that you can use, but I kind of like this where it would show a little bit of the white, looks a little rough, not perfect. I love it when we get that smudged rough look, because then when I make mistakes, they are not as obvious because everything's supposed to have this rustic look. Now I have all these shavings down below, don't I? But that's okay. We are going to blow that away. All right, here we go. All right, so that's good. Let's set that aside and, goodness, get all this off here. Just want to show you how I did that. All right, so we're going to set that right there on top of Mumsy, and we are going to tear this because it's going to go over here, but I want the tear where these pieces are going to be on the side. So they're going to go something like this, where we're going to have this right up to the edge. Not right up to the edge. I want to show a bit of the white. So that's going to go there. And then we're going to have the torn right over the top here. So I need to tear this coming down. And then we're going to have this over the top of that. So it's going to be torn over this right here. Okay. So that's our plan right now. So we're going to get busy doing a little bit of tearing. So I'm going to actually turn it this way so I have the white core. And this is going to be a little harder to tear. One option, I've seen people do it and I've done it, is to get a paintbrush and do water going down. I think maybe I'll be able to do it. Once you lose your hold on the paper, it's almost all over. So you gotta keep going there. I can do it. And it's not supposed to look perfect. Again, I'm going for the imperfect look, especially with this wine tasting. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pause the filming while I get this torn and I glue this part down. I'll be right back. Doesn't that look so pretty already? I'm excited for you to see how page A and page B come together. They really just look so pretty. All righty, so we have to mat all three of our photos. We're going to put, now this obviously goes on this one. Let's get these set ahead of time. And then this one, I'm not sure which one because I had these cut and I got to look. Which one is it? Really, I guess they're both around the same size, so that's good. All right, let's glue these down. You don't need to be looking at that scrap piece of paper. It does not add. Oh, a little bit of glue right there. I got it. You can see in this photo how Chris had done the pour already. And these were the 3 different wines. Mom had flown in from Maine to visit us here in Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. And I had already picked her up at the airport. And Chris just loves Grandma. And she's a little Italian, loves her wine. So he decided to do a wine tasting for her, which he is quite the wine connoisseur. So it really was. It was a lot of fun the whole evening. But I will tell you that story momentarily. All right, so let's put down the photos. Where's my circle? This is going to go up here just so I have a good idea where that's going to be. This photo is going to go over to about the 5 and just below the 10. So this one goes up here, about right there. And this is going to go over there. And then we have this one over the top, the little Miss Guilty down there. And this is going to go here. And then we're going to have the journaling, which I'm going to attach it from over here, and I'm going to cut that down off of the top. That's my plan. I went ahead and cut that down, and the glue that I use whenever I'm attaching vellum is this art glitter. It dries clear, so I'm just going to have that on the ready. All right, there we go. We can get rid of that. And I just want to have an idea of where everything's going, because we're going to do some stamping up here, and we're adding our wine bottles and the title. And I don't want to mess up where this is going to go. So I want it to come down just a little bit more, and maybe to around the half. So I think that's good. And that can come over. And then this is going to go here. And it's okay if it does cover some of the wine. And then this is going to go here. All righty. So the big question is, can we put this down yet? No. I think we need to do this first. So let's do this up here. So we're going to get out some old olive. Boy, the thing is, when I do this live, as in I'm not doing a voiceover, is you hear my thought process. Don't you? Yeah, you do. Okay. All right, here we go. This is going to go towards the top. Well, actually, I want it kind of right in the middle. And it doesn't need to be exact, because you're going to have a lot of things in and around it, so it won't be real obvious. Now we're going to take these dots, which I just love, and we're going to move our circle, put that right there. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to do it right along here. And then I want a little bit right here. I'm going to kind of change it. I think we'll go like this. There we go. So that's going to go there. And then down here at the bottom, we need to put some about right here. Let's put this back. There we go. We're going to move it. This will go over here in this corner. It's going to go right there. Now we're going to have some pieces of ephemera and stuff here. I think what I'll do is cover this instead. That might be better. All right, there we go. That is all the stamping we are going to do. So we're going to close this. Leave that right there. And now we're at the point when we can glue this down right where I want it. And it's going to go. There's really no top or bottom to that, is there? I think I'm going to do it like just like that. And I want it up here. You know what? I want a little more right there, don't I? I didn't realize I wanted it up so high. So we are going to fix things. And if I want this right here, I want more dots right there, right there, and right there. And don't worry, we will cover that up right there. Like, you weren't going to sleep tonight because you saw that dot right there. So I needed to calm you down so you'd be able to relax. Okay, now we're going to move this up here. It needs to go over about this way. I'm looking at a photo where I've already put this together to try to keep it together. All right, now we're going to put this branch along the bottom. I'm going to put the wine bottles on top of this. It's just going to look so cool. So this is going to go about right here. So let's glue this down. And this was on the sticker sheet. And I just used some powder to make it less sticky so I can move it around and everything. And this is going to go about right here. Oh, I do need to come over. It's going to be off the page. All right. And now we're going to put down Mama, the little troublemaker. And she's going to go about right here. I just want to make sure she's lined up. There she goes. Okay, and now we can put down this one. We're going to put this about right here. All right. And then we're going to put the wine glasses down. And it's going to go about right here. Now, guess where else I wish I had a dot? Right there. I wish I had dots right there. I may just lift this whole John Brown thing up and do it. It's my party and cry if I want to. Because it hasn't had time to really stick. Well. Come on now. It's because I'm trying to do it one-handed. Never works that way. Okay. Oh my gosh. Right there. I kind of get nervous. Whoa. Okay. I tore it a little bit, but that's okay because this is all going back down. Here we go. Let's play again and get it right. Oh, that looks better. See? I'm glad I did it. And this is going to go right here. There. Okay. Things are coming along, my friends. All right. Now, this is going to go about right here. So just to make sure we have the room. That's where that's going. All right. Let's close this. And now let's put the title. And the first page, this says wine tasting. They've already started to fall off, so I need to get these back on. Okay. And I'm literally, you know how I do it is I put them on my hand like this. And then I lay down the straight edge ruler, T-square, and I put down the letters. And that's supposed to be an N. Tasting. Here's my T, I, N, and G. There we go. Y'all just learned my secret. So I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to put wine tasting right up there, and then we're going to put the wine bottles. So I have the title done. What I want to do next is to put some of these wine bottles up here on the top, and we're going to arrange them to look as if they are resting on the bough of the leaves here, the swag, whatever you want to call this. So I'm going to be tucking some of them in. I want to put this about right here, that right there. And then we have this orange. I was trying to bring in all the different colors. Cat hair. All right, so this one will go right here. And then we have our little orange slice. Okay, so let's get started laying things down. My hands or fingers are a little sticky from laying down. I want to put that right there. The alpha stickers. All right, I want this blue, and it has, remember I fussy cut these out, so it has that little piece of lime right there. So I'm going to stick it right there on top. And then we have this, and it has an orange slice. I guess that's lemon, not orange. All right, and we'll put this one up here. Okay, and then I want to put this orange one down. Doesn't this look so pretty? I love it. I'm quite excited about it. We'll tuck that one in there a little bit. All right, right there. I'm trying to work around the smudge we put down in the middle. And then we're going to have this one down just a little lower. All right. Oh, I love the way that looks. My goodness. Okay. So now we're going to put down a couple of these little pieces. And I want something right here because that's bothering me. But I'm not going to be able to put it that close. Let me see. Let's see where we can put it. Right there. No one's going to know the difference. Now we're going to stick this one down right over here. And then we need this little blue one about right here to bring in a different color. Again, one thing I've learned is not to hyper focus on one thing, because when you're looking at the whole page, you do not see all that. You definitely don't. All right, and I wonder if we should put, well, we have the gems. Remember, let's not forget the gems. All right, let me stick that back in for now so that doesn't dry up. And let's work on this little cluster down here, and then we'll put the story in. So I love this glass right here with the umbrella and the cherry. We're going to put this about right here and kind of get an idea how we're going to do this. And then we have this glass. Whenever I go visit our daughter for the weekend, she always makes a specialty drink. And I remember one of them had like lavender in it. It was delicious. Oh, I hate to cover that up, but I want to put this flower down here. Oh, well, it can go like that. Well, there we go. And then we can put this right here. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's stick this down. Okay, we'll put this one down about right here. Okay. And then let's rethink about where this is going to go here, because you don't know it's not on a table. There we go. So it's going to go right there. Now, one thing I did do is I took my gel pen and I emphasized the ice cubes a little more on all these, just where you see the outlines of them, and I thought it looked real pretty. So I'm sticking with that. And here is the floral that I stamped, and I did not color it in because I didn't think it needed to be. I thought it looked good. And we're going to stick this pretty purple flower. And I cut this, I stamped it with this floral onto one of these pieces right here. See how I got that color? So that came out real good. I love that because I wanted to bring in the colors from it. Do I want this at the bottom? I think I do, because I am going to put the leaf, we're going to kind of pinch the leaves together right there. Come on now, pinch with me. There we go. I'm going to put this right here. Now remember, I've got to show you page B, and I've got to tell you the story. I cannot tell you the story and lay all this down at the same time, because I would just be laughing too hard. Mom had me cracking up. It was hilarious. Oh, look at that. Does that not look pretty? I love it. Love it, love it. So now let's see. Where do we want to put these? Yes, right there. That looks good. Okay. And then we're going to stick this one down. Then we'll put the story down. And then I'm going to show you page B, and I will tell you the story. All right. I think we need to put some gems down. And this is going to go right under there. Okay. Best way to do this. We're going to put this right here. I am going to get my page paper lifter, which should be like right here, and it's not. Here it is. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Let's do this right under there. Oh my gosh, everything moves. Move. Okay, here we go. Pull it down. Move it over just a bit. Come on now. Is that even? I think it's straight. Kinda. I want it to go up a little. Right there. Okay. And now we're going to use a little dot on this edge. Tiny little dot. Right there, there, and there. And we are not even going to press it. We're just going to let that be there. We're going to let that be. All right, my friends, let's put down some dots up here. Let's grab a big one. Now, come on now. They're so much harder when you're trying to do it with your fingers, I think. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So, so pretty. All right, so we got 3 and 3. Now, are you ready for the reveal and to hear this funny story? Let's have some fun with this storytelling and this reveal of the 2 pages together. I used the only ink color I used was Old Olive. This has so many beautiful colors in it, from Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow. It has some of the new colors, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, um, among the many colors that are in there. But I used Happiness Abounds, these florals, and this Close to My Heart stamp set for the dots, and then this smudge right here. All right, are you ready for the big reveal? Okay, here we go. And this is the kit called Celebratory Sips or Celebrate Together. Here we go. So let me tell you this story. So Mom, and while I'm telling you the story, you can take a screenshot if you want to use this for information. So here's my journaling. Mom is our fun-loving, no taller than a picket fence, 4 foot 11 inch, fun and sassy, full-blooded little Italian mama and grandma. And my son-in-law Chris loves her dearly. He offered to do a wine tasting the evening while Mom was visiting us, and all of us were looking forward to a good glass of wine. After returning from the store, Chris had covered the wine bottles with tin foil, and he had set out pens and paper and small beverage glasses, giving a single pour and taste for each wine. So here are the ones in front of Mom. My daughter Lauren is sitting right to the left of her, and I'm right over here. So Chris looks at Grandma. That's where I was trying to get that focus right here, was his interaction with Mom and the looks on his faces. So Chris looks at my mom and he goes, Grandma, which is your favorite? And Grandma goes, well, they all have a shop taste. Now that's New England accent. And Chris goes, okay, so which is the least sharp? Well, these two are the most dry. Okay, then, well, which is the least dry? But they're all very sharp. Oh my gosh. This went round and round for another minute or so until my daughter Lauren, seeing Chris, look at the look on his face, seeing Chris at all odds with what to ask next, she sassily turns on her bar stool, tilts her head, and with her very best stern teacher tone, looked at her sweet little grandma, who's no taller than 4 foot 11, and she says, well, Grandma, which one do you hate the least? Oh my gosh, I fell off the bar stool laughing at this point, and Mom, dutifully, after looking at her granddaughter, started cracking up and finally chose a glass of wine. And we all went and sat on their back porch and just enjoyed some wine and kept laughing about this. Mom just cracks me up. Well, they're all sharp. All right, here we go. Let me share with you some of my favorites. Of course, it's definitely the looks on my son-in-law's face. He did not know what to do with my mama. And I loved how this cluster came together. These glasses are just so pretty once you cut them out. And look at how just having a black and white stamped image really just brings it all together. And this down here is one of the stickers, also a day to remember. And I typed up and put the 25th of April, 2023, still laughing. So I thought that was a fun thing to put. And again, I wanted the first page to show the interaction between my mom and my son-in-law. And then here's the page that we just finished creating together. Oh my gosh, I love this right up here, and the piece of greenery with the wine bottles on top. And then, of course, we have the journaling, and I did it on vellum. You have the wine bottles, and then this cluster down here with the black and white. And I wasn't concerned with not getting black and white up here because there was the off-white and the black and white and blue and white on the bottles. Okay, so there we go. You have the person who caused all the trouble right there, and I hope you enjoyed this story that made you smile. All right, my friends, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. It lets YouTube know that I'm making a difference. You know I appreciate you, and until we meet again, God bless. Have an incredible day. Stay crafty. Bye-bye.